previous painful results that we have had here on Dust 2 for them. It's been 5 games, 5 losses. One of them versus the big lineup. A close one versus Aurora, but didn't manage to get it across the line. DGT shooting some pot shots out of the P2K to kick us off, but relatively cheap bottom mid control. Spine of the map is all heroic in these first few seconds.
Well, Karin's got the bomb, and definitely something we need to watch for here is how soon they decide to pressure the A site through short. It doesn't have to be on this map or on this round, but it's one of those things that you really think about as one of the main focuses that T's have to cause some doubts in the defensive setup. And right now, really nothing like that coming for paiN. Smoke comes out for mid. Gonna let them cross towards the B split, but really there's been no budging at all from the defense. Now, DGT gets his head taken off, and that's going to initiate affairs here on the B site.
Yeah, Snow has nothing to do here. Shot through the smoke as X-Floud hears those dualies ring. Alcaran just fixing his seat for a slight moment as he gets that bomb down, and the mid to B play, yeah, especially against such a passive pistol round. Not really a lot you can do.
No.
NQZ and Davideus, if they are able to save this armor, there should be a force buy to come in soon.
Yeah, well, they're certainly going to try to hang on for dear life. Clutching onto those USPs. They know there's going to be another repeat. That's X-Floud.
Bit more breathing room now. Don't think FAMAS and Galil have it in them to swing this round the way of the now Swedish team.
Oh. First frag goes to DGT. Oh, he wants the AK. That's a bit greedy. Is X-Floud going to punish? No, he gets punished. And LNZ will fall as well. Excellent spray in the face of the flashbang. You cannot stop DGT. Counts off his letters. That's the same amount of frags. And all of a sudden, paiN just swing it wide open.
Well, my prediction into the bin, as that FAMAS apparently is very much enough to swing this round the way of heroic. And, well, the Galil as well. paiN, prove me wrong. And it's Alcaran with not much more. And there's watching along with everything that's going on in Belgrade. Don't miss out.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time, especially once we get to that LAN setup. I'm somebody who loves to just consume all the content I can about a LAN tournament. Just so beautiful, the atmosphere. Hope to one day visit a city like Belgrade as well. Maybe I should do exclamation point ticket in the chat. You never know. You never know. Bit of a setup out here towards short. Heroic finally changing their target after their unsuccessful push through the long doors. Oh, juicy nade. And remember, this is a force. They've already broken the economy of the T's on the side of paiN Gaming. They are locked down with so many AKs. I can't believe how many AKs they've secured. Here we go.
Yeah.
The hit's going to come in, Sheep.
NQZ is going to fight up close. That's a brilliant play to get himself ahead of things. Letting his teammates clean up the rest. Crumbs fall.
We do need to see paiN respect this. We obviously don't have any aggression elsewhere on the map. LNZ, the caller for Heroic, now pushing in a little bit deeper towards mid. He's the only way that they can pressure outside of the long.
They were willing to go back, but Heroic, they kind of foil their own trump card, right? It's the fact that they're all spraying through that smoke, it gives the information to paiN, like, ooh, wait, there's actually still 3 to 4 players here. Let's not face into that one. Had they remained quiet, it could have been a crescendo early on long.
Oh boy, this is the fight.
And somehow, he wasn't looking towards LNZ, still finds the headshot, and now everyone can calmly rotate over towards long.
Yeah, that's all the pressure gone, and they were counting those bullets, Sheep. They knew exactly what's happening. Oh, knife out! You never want to die like that! Davideus, NQZ, and Big Gazira trying their best to combine. DGT finishes it off, and not happy about how that one went down, but big full investment now for Heroic. They've got the AWP on Alcaran. He's not going to be using that discount sniper rifle, and NQZ's already read the position. Oh, but he gets traded immediately. Alcaran is able to get 2 frags, and that busts open the B site immediately. Sheep, are they even going to try?
I don't think so. Well, this is exactly the sort of clutter that I was talking about with LNZ. Trying to create these 3v3, 3v4 scenarios on the T side. paiN Gaming is already in. Alcaran gets a 4K as he's lining up more. Big Zira. If he gets too greedy, that might be the ace for the young Alper. Alcaran We talked about how he needs to step up and perform, and Ace would add to those stats pretty damn nicely. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna give it to him.
Yeah, I think Nilo spotted it, and he was like, hey, you want to go for it? But Biggie's here.
To be fair to paiN, if you get locked out, if you let them settle in, there's no chance anyways. So I do like the attempt at catching him off guard. Youngster's already way through. I don't know if Snow's ready for this. Does hear the footsteps. Great awareness from Snow.
LNZ's tagged
He
up
does
to
know
half as
something.
well. Yeah, there's some big problems here for Heroic developing. They're not going to be able to be as liberal about moving through the map. DGT, on the other hand, wants to park himself into that inhuman spot, but decides to fall away instead. Shout out Anders one time. Oh, tries to disrupt the smoke. Is he going to get an angle over? It doesn't look like it. It's going to allow a little bit more short pressure to come through, but remember, there's nothing at long right now for Heroic.
DGT lining up the nade. Chase xFloud just for a bit.
Yeah, one bullet headshot territory, despite the helmet.
There is one smoke that will be used over towards middle. The mid to B play worked in the pistol round, but DGT is gonna curb stomp them. Nade, just past the door.
We love it. Listen, LNZ just called that strat, and it got bombed out, and he's the only one left alive. 22 seconds left. He'll hold on to the AK, but they take a little bit of time to warm up. The problem is they don't have a lot of runway to make that happen. Ooh, Alcaran will let him, though. Snow dissolved immediately. High-power flamethrower extinguished. Now we're talking about Biggie Zera having to go back to the op duties, and I don't even want to talk about that view model, but let's go. Served up for it. Oh, whiffs the shot. Not good. HE will help. But he needs backup now.
Full blinds everyone, but missing that initial one puts him at such peril on that bomb site. Nades are gonna fly in, and well, you see LNZ go back to the commitment to just pierce that one single bomb site. paiN don't really have an answer just yet, and of course facilitated by that opening kill by Alcaran.
Whoa,
okay.
He found him. Okay, that was the critical kill. If they want to go for it, they still have time. What we need to see out of paiN Gaming now is attacks on multiple fronts, and they really only have door and window to work with. Nobody in tunnels. What matters right now is whether xFloud is going to get domed early by that nade, and it is a dunk. That leaves us with a 2 versus 3 on the hold. So many angles to check, but at least Alcaran's looking. Tunnels does end up opping window, but he's going to get taken out, and that should be just enough time. Ladies and gentlemen, a 7th round for paiN, and that was explosive. And they get a lot of real estate out of this, but still no pressure really been sent towards that A long. It's kind of like a 1-2-1 sort of split with the bomb being pulled back, but nowadays, xFloud's actually out.
I mean, this is just very one-dimensional from LNZ. There's a slight change up in sending xFloud forward solo. But now there's just no trades, and you're ended up with the same map control as what you had before you emptied 90% of your utility.
Correct.
You're going to be working with 3 flashbangs.
Right, yeah. That's all they have. And they're down a man, which is really consequential because Snow didn't even have to look away from tunnels. That was being covered by Biggie Zera. They got 3 members over here towards B, including one walking out into this cubby. DGT is going to be so impactful for the anti-mid that I don't really see how Heroic break onto this, especially with only 3 flashes.
Alcaran's hoping for some success from the tunnel, but if that doesn't come,
there it is.
There's just no face from DGT. Look at how solid they are. Snow doesn't need to move his mouse an inch for that first kill.
To the short position. This is another one of those half buys, force buys, whatever you want to call it here. They bought down almost nothing. Alcaran on the scout, everybody else on a rifle. 2 budget Galeals there for the Swedish core. And another thing to note about the way paiN Gaming has been doing their setup is they haven't really been too predictable about it. They have constantly changed up where some of their defenders are, and they're just constantly getting that information about, okay, most rounds they're not here, most rounds they are here. That's allowing them to preempt these movements way more confidently. Plus, they are just firing on all cylinders right now. And LNZ just got dunked down for more damage. Walking wounded 5v5 here. With a minute left on the clock, Heroic are going to try to attack A. I don't know if they're going to be able to get anything else, though. Not against the boost, that's for sure.
paiN are just stopping it all. There is so little you can do, and Youngster, he might end this half legit on a 0-12.
That's right.
A pacifist run from a talent that when he was in Sangal, I was just so glad to see him play. If Sangal was on my schedule, I'd always be glad because Youngster was just delivering time and time again, but he has hit a slump and just low HP on a couple, sprays through the smoke. Well, it's just a matter of time before the op shot hits. Major, it's gonna have to go quite badly would they want to miss out. But the pistol round kicks off. Youngster looking to open up better, and he does.
Finally.
Starting a half too late.
I did say earlier, I've seen plenty of score lines that are 0 or 1 kill, and then half switches and they start fragging. We'll see if that's what's to come for Heroic, as LNZ is able to take 2. Nilo fragging elsewhere does put this into a 1-on-4. And while DGT has had an impressive run with 14 frags to his name, I'm not so sure his P250 is going to get the job done here. We'll have to see how he does it facing down 3 players. Well, that's one hell of a way to get started, but he is going to get flanked. Oh, Youngster, no! All right, well, easy come, easy go. Game, $50 for €50 for every headshot. Oh, there's one. How do you like that? NQZ doesn't.
That's that young reaction time. Just so confident to take those mid-doors fights. And what I saw in the first half, he was able to avoid being hit by 2 AWPs while he was facing him down with the scout. Very cleanly as well. Like, he didn't get touched. And, I mean, that's very impressive to see. It's such confidence on those mid doors. Something paiN will have to keep in mind again.
Well, big ups here right about now for paiN, as they are going to be under duress, 1 man down. Another thing to keep in mind here is that we haven't really seen what paiN want to do. We didn't even get a chance to see what their strat was on the pistol, to be honest with you. Just kind of got drove by. Dismantled by the 1 frag of Youngster. He has an opportunity to double his score here, but it is just with the MP9. Meanwhile, it's going to be the A site under attack, so he'll be on the rotate. Just some short and mid pressure right now. Yeah, paiN are being pretty slow and methodical about it, which you can't necessarily throw criticism at just yet, but they are working for picks, hoping that Heroic get a little jumpy, give them an opportunity to even the scoreboard out, so to speak.
Splitting the defense. Yeah, splitting the defense like it's Moses.
There we go.
Extra pressure on mid doors, extra pressure on short, and all of a sudden you see Alcaran, who has to rush in. Yes, the distraction is enough.
No way.
But not enough to deter him from getting into the bomb site. Because Zira and Davideus find everything. 20 HP on Youngster. Needs to get up to 3 kills. Will stay on 1. Smoke earlier in the round. There's so much information for paiN to work with that it's impossible to defend. Anyways.
Absolutely. And double digits goes their way because Heroic do make the decision not to push, which is commendable in some respects, but they need some information, or they will just be cut down where they stand. Utility protocol's too good from paiN Gaming. As they get flashed in here, Davideus, clearing out lower tunnels, has some confidence that there's been no B aggression. Another thing to point out here, obviously with low HP on a few players for paiN, they are going to have to be a bit more cautious entering into wherever the riflers are. Alcaran, holding the big green, hasn't announced his presence yet. So they will end up facing him, and it's an opportunity, but he doesn't adjust onto Snow enough, and now the jig is up. He's going to try to go for it. Snow takes a little bit extra time to tuck in, but looks like we're all good right about now. Falling back to a more A-site defense. DGT looking around for LNZ. So far, so good for paiN, despite the suffering they've incurred on a few players, and the HE adds some insult to injury. Snow dropped down below half HP.
That's a result of Alcaran's aggression. They know where paiN are now, and LNZ is going to get maybe a bit too curious. That can make this all unfold, because Alcaran now occupied with Long. You just have xFloud here, completely blinded. No pressure from Long, so Alcaran might be able to hold on here. First one crosses. Some bit awkward of a position. Big Azira will continue to finish it off. Youngster on the bomb site, still only 1. Clutch attempted.
Wait a second.
Oh, no one is close. Oh, no
he's got
way,
it.
Alcaraz,
He's got it. There's no time. There we go, Alcaraz.
God.
Oh, what a jumping shot. Could be paiN in there. I know we're in the lower bracket, the 0-1 bracket, but one of these two teams statistically is almost guaranteed to make it to the finals. Final phase.
Well, some conversation I had with Renard in the first game was that statistics don't really matter that much. Gamer Legion PR confirmed that they are kind of just going off of vibes, and
sure
has been the most successful formula thus far here at FISSURE Playground 2.
That's right.
Alcaraz getting himself ready. Oh, he's just waiting for someone to challenge. Of course, there's going to come a flash, but at this range, usually it doesn't fool blind unless you're staring directly into it. And what a timing.
He set up the tripwire, and they sprung it. That'll give them a man advantage on the side of Heroic. Alcaraz backing up. I love he's reloading after only 2 shots. Only makes sense, though. He'll catch a little bit of that HE damage, but he puts down the Gandalf smoke. He's going to try to play around it. They're anticipating a really pacey hit, but we've seen paiN not so fast to pull the trigger, and Bomb now maybe heading more towards mid. Nilo has the opportunity. Oh, this is going to be the fight that decides the round, and DGT, he cuts it short before it can even begin. That's 2 frags to the side of paiN Gaming, and they are running into an empty B-bomb site.
Oh, it's just 5 seconds left. There's no time to get the bomb down.
No way!
Oh, Heroic just barely win it. And Heroic, they're crawling this back. It's not been pretty, but it has been successful, and I think that's the most important.
Yeah, at this point, we're looking at a situation where paiN Gaming, even though they keep going down a man in these early fights, especially with Alcaraz working the opening picks, that's all you would ever want out of an Opera. Now, this one's a little bit better.
He's been doing a lot more than working the opening picks, though.
That's true.
That no-scope was, well, to put it lightly, very sexy.
There we go.
As he does get shut down.
As well.
Right as I'm complimenting him. Wonderful.
Yeah, that's the way. That's the way. Well, DGT Scarpers. The bomb was sighted, though. X-Cloud knows it was on his back. Information of import. Youngster did have a 1 round where he had a multi-kill and got himself up to 3 frags since then, once again. You know, he only speaks up when he has something to say. The problem is he doesn't have much to say this map. Maybe he wants to change the narrative here, as he's going to be the solo defender on B, and that's where the last remaining paiN Gaming players are heading in the 3v3. LNZ spots the utility, and of course it's heard by Youngster. Great crossfire setup now. Snow still looking for the player car, and it's just NQZ left. Try to stare down the in-game leader of Heroic. 30 seconds left on the clock. That's not the issue. No more players left. Youngster, ooh, he does get that frag. That would have been such a drop.
Often see it being blown open. I'm seeing more often as well, Prono, that smoke gets double naded by the CTs. So you drop an extra nade to kind of fool them in a false sense of security.
Yeah, and that's such a brilliant, like, rich tapestry of decision-making you can make at the highest level of play, where things like that will really give you an advantage. But if nobody's behind it, then you just lost another $300 that you could have used to clear another smoke. Counter-Strike 2, definitely a lot more dynamic than Global Offensive in that respect. Unlocking possibilities for the developers to find different things to tweak for us.
One of the rare changes.
FPS, but,
yeah, one of the rare changes in Counter-Strike that I think hasn't been met with much, if at all, any controversy. Usually when a change gets made, community is always pretty damn stuck on the old ways, but with those smoke breaks, I just, ever since it came out, I haven't seen any hate on it. Which means they've done something really right. Ooh, I like this version of the mid to B split. Gives yourself a bit more of an opener as X-Cloud takes 1 Prono.
Oh yeah, not only that, but Nilo is fragging out in the back of car. It's a full wipe. Happened. Great.
And a quick reminder, after these 6 rounds from Heroic, this is not their map pick. This is paiN's home turf in this veto, and as of yet, they have had close to 0 control in this entire second half. looking a bit dire.
Yeah, they had their 1-round win off of Hero AK, no less. That almost got it.
Okay, well, it's kicking off now as LNZ gets pressured. Flashes are good, but they don't blind Biguzera enough. It's Youngster just with the one. That's the lurker down. It's a 2 versus 4. This needs to be magic, and Alcaran has had plenty of that in his big green. Everyone's gonna face Youngster, who gets a bit of an ugly sight on his screen. That's bound to spook, yeah.
Win the rounds with a dominant showing on the lineup, you are going to start to have to invest way more money than you would like. Now it's down to Alcaran again, trying to find the lineup through the doors. It's very close, but no cigar just yet. LNZ taken out by the combined rifling of Snow and DGT is going to put yet another thorn in the side of Heroic, and, well, paiN are knocking on the doors of map point.
Ugh, LNZ caught right off for throwing that smoke.
Yeah.
It's Nilo that can recover. Both the man disadvantage and the AK. Alcaran continues to give us a highlight reel. Snow falls. As Nilo still a great position here, Prono.
Feels good. Feels good for Heroic still. Obviously, it's a 3v4 for paiN Gaming to try to claw back some value. They're going to need to deal with Youngster, who gets an easy lineup onto the back. DGT gets the trade down, but that's a trade that they can ill afford. They don't have the pieces to work with. Now, waiting for that, HE and another on the lineup. Instead, it's Nilo with the flank, activating after his opening kill, and that will be an easy 3-piece for him. Story. paiN Gaming still looking for map point. Felt like we'd be there by now. You're a South American fan.
Oh, I like this.
Fan of the lineup.
I'll propose that smoke behind him, but Snow is so aware of things. Alcaran, with the skin of his teeth, gets away.
Yeah, that's a big setup there. I mean, you saw Snow almost like, I don't know if he was letting out a curse or what, but he was not happy that he didn't find him scurrying away in that smoke. Alcaran will stay alive, and we need to see him perform like this for the rest of the map. And probably for the rest of the series if Heroic are going to clutch it up. But they are able to steal away. They just need to win this one round, and they'll be in pole position to do so. Either that or we go extra, which I would welcome. See the development of these two teams head-to-head. LNZ, the next one on the call. He's going to be on a 1-on-3 right now. No support. No nades ready.
Oh, enough to find 2. A difficult angle to clear always. But good for 2 is a rarity. Snow able to beat Youngster again. Youngster's scoreline is at least a bit more respectable at this point, but 30 seconds left. It was the correct response previously, but Alcaran needs to step up again. Hits the box on the first and gets shot out. 2 line up. 2 line up. Some Turkish doubles. Extra meat on that kebab. And
we'll take it.
It is the 12th for Heroic. Xflout finally getting his moment to shine. Both coaches getting in their final words. Not a significant change-up for paiN, just remaining in the default setup. As Heroic, after that opening barrage, will return to it as well. We'll have this one finish at the end of the timer as short control taken here.
Hell yeah. Let's do it. What I'm seeing right now is Heroic trying to preempt this A hit. They've got the 3 members left. LNZ been listening for any little bits of info he can get. It's dry. There's nothing over there towards the A-long position. Alcaran, we know, is going to be activated very quickly. LNZ will relieve him from that position with this incendiary that gets thrown out. Meanwhile, paiN Gaming still trying to push their way up short, using the smokes as a little bit of a bit more pressure, allowing them to lurk in a little bit further forward. B-site still dedicated with 2 players. It's not going to be there, though.
Ooh, big nade, and one more following it up. It's a triple for him. A 3-pointer out of Xflout. Alcaran. A smoke kill. Yes, that's there, but paiN Gaming seem to pierce.
Oh, this is so prolonged. Nilo finds a flank onto DGT. It's the B defenders coming in to try to save the day as the bomb gets planted. We got 40 seconds here. paiN Gaming trying to hold on, force us extra rounds. That's what we need right now. If you're a fan of the South American squad, the favorites to win the set, Heroic trying to perform the upset. They're coming on in with that utility.
Great angle, though. Nilo tries to check it. LNZ unable to trade quickly enough. The pieces are falling for Heroic, but LNZ is hitting some crazy shots. BiggerZera, the only one standing, doesn't get a shot. And Heroic with Youngster finishing it off, who started 0-11. The break been enough to reset for paiN. BiggerZera did get the spot on LNZ, who calmly is able to avoid dying in that initial fight. But paiN already showing their teeth.
Yeah, there's multiple pairs of dualies over there on that site. Gotta watch out for that. XFlood will be the step ladder. We got Nilo boosted up. NQZ watching through the vent. Oh, he spots him. He's gonna get a couple of bullets into his back, but not enough to hobble. Nilo now going to be running through jungle. This is going to be some pressure. Snow finds the first frag. Davide is quick to follow. And this looks like it should be a successful A hold, but it's still chaotic. Bedlam at the A site.
Snow managed to empty those dualies a bit too quick, as he does get jumped on. Yes, there are responses, but oh, the ground's been lost for Heroic. Alcarin and Youngster below 50. And I don't really see any great opportunity. Still the A side unwavering.
Yeah.
With BiggerZera holding strong. Alcarin can open it up here, but another tag. And it's all just slowly epping away from them.
Yeah, in theory they'd have legs if they took out BiggerZera. He's already on what seems to be his final footing. Instead.
You're not fooling him.
I don't know what Youngster was hoping for there. It definitely didn't change DGT's mind. Easy frag setup. That's when that's the Harrison Ford moment in Indiana Jones. The guy's doing all those fancy moves with the sword, and then Indy just shoots him.
CT side for Heroic. Their T side win percentage not looking all too great. So we might see a relatively similar scenario play out as we've had on map 1. Just sit back and enjoy. We'll see if that if the stats will actually predict the future.
We need a little bit more from the paiN Gaming side if they're going to hold on to this A site.
Great hold.
Oh, there we go. Already coming through just as I call for it. They are able to provide. And XFloud, kind of the last bastion of support from Heroic as multiple players gunned down on the ramp. DGT, you can't just walk into this guy. If there's one thing Dust2 proved, you cannot walk into DGT one by one like that. So all down to XFloud with 2 points of health. He's got 2 enemies to find. Found the first. Could maybe try to cut down NQZ. Immediately gets his knife out. The AWP shouldered. Has a better angle, but you can still plant here, and he will.
NQZ still a full belt of util. That could be the deciding factor, but XFloud doesn't want to wait for it. Setup runs right in. And can see a bit more of their personality shine through as they will have, for the first time, a bit of presence in the apartments. DGT delivering in a big way on the A-bomb site. Now is currently the B anchor.
We'll have to see exactly how this one takes shape, because obviously this is the first time we're really seeing the B site threatened at all. Can Heroic get on the board with this? Got good mid control. That's the first step already solved, but there are 3 defenders here. Oh, NQZ not able to see through that smoke.
There's a decent response. Great read by paiN to put 3 bodies over towards this bomb site. The attack slowly starting to build up, but they dry walk into Davide as now the jig is up. BiggerZera still on the bench. Won't get cleared anytime soon. As DGT from the back lines. It's the first. This setup is brilliant. BiggerZera finishing off 2. And it leaves Nilo on 5 HP, alone on the A-bomb site. Be a disappointing result if he falls without a single kill. But with how he's been playing today, I don't think that'll be the case.
Well, he's not even anywhere close to Mirage anymore. He's feeling his way through that Palace place. Snow waiting in pressure. Oh, the off angle, the timing! NQZ peers off thinking it's a flash. It is not, but he's gone in a flash. FISSURE and Snow doing their best to hold down this site, but they are under duress. LNZ's found the first. It's just the IGL in the site while the rotates come in, and he can't get anything versus Nilo. This is a 2v3. Oh, make that a 1v3, and can DGT do it?
Alcarin holding down the line at a tight angle, and that is no worries. Look at that, just stoic as ever.
Feels like a no-brainer. If he's finding so much success versus paiN, certainly something we need to see is how does he hold up against other teams. And we'll find out later in this tournament. There's a chance, especially if Heroic convert on their one-map lead in the series. But we're in round 7, and Youngster once again fishing around. Can he find Snow? It's been quite the head-to-head duel here where Snow has been able to get plenty of value, and Youngster knows where he is, but can't quite make the job happen just yet. LNZ has found the first frag. That's going to initiate proceedings towards A, and immediately Snow will get the trade, only to be brought back down. So a dominant 2 versus 4 setup here, where there is no hope for paiN Gaming in the round. All they can do is hope for a couple of frags and escape with some better weapons. The decisions he's making. So he's going to line up his molly, but the key detail here is that now we finally see an adaptation from paiN Gaming. They've changed up where their players are. That was after their unsuccessful USP round. Nobody expected them to come away with that. They still ended up getting 2 kills and almost
finally it works.
Here we go.
Look at that, the walkthrough. Yeah. They go for it again, but this time no one from paiN is ready. Seemingly, well, at least the work from Nilo pulls the defense's eyes away from the site. The smoke's there, blind anyhow. At least the defuse, or the bomb plant, is delayed. Alcarin sitting back tightly.
This is the prime opportunity for them to plant the bomb, but they don't know it. Heroic have essentially a 3-on-2 right now while the flank comes out, so the bomb will end up going down. Nobody's going to activate on that just yet. LNZ walking wounded with only 1 point of health is going to be our next contributing factor to whoever ends up winning this round.
I like this.
NQZ is going to take the long way around towards Palace. Nobody accounting for that just yet.
Isolating the fight from Youngster, forcing him forward. Brilliant setup from paiN.
Yes.
DGT doesn't know it yet, but CT's been cleared. NQZ is going to catch Alcarin off guard completely. Easy. And that 1 HP you mentioned, that's all that's left. And for a very minute moment, Davideus is able to shut him down. paiN back to winning ways and deal with every single position, right? Youngster forced forward. DGT won't be in danger of any traded plays. And all in all, great job by paiN.
And also a reaction after Nilo's successful window push, too. I mean, it's great from Heroic to sub that out, and now, with NQZ finding the opening, well, there's not going to be any window pushes this round, that's for sure. This is one for Impact. paiN looking at 7 in this 4v5 for Heroic to try to come back into it. Okay, Alcarin has managed to trade, and he gets one better. The A site now completely empty and vacant. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past a save here. Look at the money. NQZ, the only one with significant cash. The highlights. Just check it out. Exclamation point. Go. Chat. The go signal not yet been sent, though. Heroic figuring their way around the map. You can see the bomb isn't really decided. We're now headed towards mid on the back of Alcarin. One of the other things we need to keep watch for is who is holding down mid any given round. paiN are very fluid. And I think we've seen hit or miss results now as we've gotten deeper in. This is our penultimate round of the first half. Are they going to keep experimenting down to the last moment? How deep do their protocols go? I mean, sometimes it's DGT and sometimes it's Davideus. Sometimes it's even NQZ holding down the window. Instead of being up on the spot to contend with Palace, Snow gets flashed in deep ramp. That's information a Youngster will have heard. And that means Heroic have to clear it. Will they do it noisily or will they gamble? There's 2 members coming in through connector as well, and only 3 members here for paiN to try to hold down the fort.
Looks are very well timed. That will at least make these frontal fights a lot easier. And Davideus is here in time. He will be able to cover these back lines, but pull through the smoke. It's one more. BigAzera tries everything to hold on. Youngster able to find another good trade. This time he does stay alive afterwards. Well, that's a bit too bad. Looking to go through the reboost, but they'll think better off it. And now Davideus is on quite the rotate to at least get back to that short position that he was meant to go to all along. movement play highlights.
We love it. Love me some KZ, love me some Surf. They ask me why I'm no good with the gun, but listen, I can do dance moves.
Oh.
Here we go. X-Cloud running down short. That's easy cash for Davideus to be dropped. We're going to see plenty of room here taken by Heroic. It's a little bit of a misnomer. NQZ is able to opt trade, but that lets Youngster pop out of Palace, and now you got members on stairs as well. It's just the Youngster show right now. We are going to get that bomb down, and I don't know how they're going to make this one work. Big Azira all on his lonesome. Heavy is the head that wears the mantle of command, and Big Azira starts off his campaign well. First 2 frags found. Still half health to work with. His biggest opponent's going to be Alcaran. Oh, maybe it's just going to be Youngster to finish it off the way that he started. There we go. And that is a much better performance out of him.
To 3D Max, I think that deserves to be up there as one of the more unexpected results this event.
Way more legit that it was a best of 3.
Yeah, LNZ has a lot to do here, by the way. He is getting overwhelmed. Will he even be able to find one? No, it's Snow with the 1v1. Nilo storming in, and was wishing for more. They go 1 by 1, and that continues. Being filed in.
Gets down X-Cloud, and he's got Heroic on this hold now that they've actually secured those weapons.
Okay.
Well, talk about value. X-Cloud is able to get a little bit of a frag. Answers the summons. It's just a bit of a smoke spam, but you'll take anything that you can get. And look at how fast paiN are out on A, though. They're trying to convert this immediately.
It's a manic response. NQZ just running out dry. Knows that there's likely not that much opposition. And LNZ, the anchor within the site, he falls down. 3 kills on the trot for paiN Gaming. I don't know if Alcaran, well, we've sung his praises, but it needs to be a beautiful one at that for now. DGT left all alone on the site. He's gonna fight. He is 6 HP.
I know. Stiff breeze will knock him over. Alcaran wants to be way more than that, but it's a bit of a strugglesome one. And you can tell there's a little bit of nerves here. Nilo not peeking whatsoever rifle round just yet. So we're going to have our cake and eat it too here. From 1 A hit to 1 B hit. Seems to be in the cards. paiN will continue working the angles, make their decision as
they flee.
The round clock continues to tick.
Yeah, they also flee the B bomb site. I think both scopes heard. And Alcaran has had some weight behind that zooming in sound. So he's being respected here. 2 players across short. Looks like the idea. Davide is throwing those smokes out now. Nilo, he is in ladder room, so he can be an early deterrent.
There's the opening pick. That's what we were waiting for, and Alcaran in the right place at the right time. Doesn't find the second shot, but I mean, he's blind and through smoke. It's Nilo from ladder room that'll cut off the rotations. Captain of paiN Gaming now watches from the sidelines. The gray screen. Davideus and DGT are running down Alcaran and the rest of the development at this defensive side. Ooh, it's just down to Youngster's opening pick. He's waiting for LNZ to join him, but look at the utility. Carpet bombing market. It's going to leave so much room over. 20 seconds left to plant the bomb, but do they even need it? The answer might be yes. Youngster going through the smoke cheap.
Oh, once more, this side take gets stopped before it even gets going, and that is, if not for Davideus, who wins a 1v2. You have plenty of it. And it's a certain way to approach, right? It's, especially if you look at a lot of the CIS teams.
Yep.
What they think about is bigger cheers, bigger crash, but for now, paiN not willing to slow down. Youngster has 0 vision, and I don't think there'll be much more here, as it's all yellow in the kill feed. And a bit of a cold play for Heroic. As they're already saving. Packed pretty nicely in this second half. Op not out for too many rounds, and the rounds that it has been there, they've been able to avoid or just completely overwhelm him. On that A bum side, Youngster. He is having such a rough day with these flashbangs, these nades. And NQZ finds another opener. He feels like we're 1 step closer to Nuke. Yeah,
even in the last round that went paiN's way with the speedrun move, What do you even do if you're youngster in that position? You get multi-flashed. You gonna play anti-flash as the one peering towards A ramp? I don't think so. I think your team needs you to be looking there. So he didn't do anything wrong per se. Just got anti-stratted, I suppose. Plucked out of a lineup. Nowadays, we've got this one could be our final round queued up. Davideus caught out in mid, but BigZera has found the Opper. That's a big frag to find. Team now fishing for Youngster. He's going to get the drop on him, but instead, young Swede's able to take things to his own hands, and that's an AK upgrade. Signs of life for Heroic.
We haven't seen too many of these mid rounds. Well, it's nearly nearing the end of the round. A walk out of Palace with the AWP. Not soon. Would you expect that?
Got him.
And especially not. He carries the bomb as well. But LNZ, he could stop them. It's Snow covering. But Snow also facing. Caught in the middle. NQZ still goes unnoticed. But they know the op is there. They're just unable to deal with it. Nilo, a young Swede with something to prove in a 1 versus 2 to keep Heroic into this. Baits in the stick. BigZera reads it, but no, it's Nilo. Keeping them alive. Momentum going, though, so still some weapons available for paiN, but as soon as those get dropped, as soon as that round gets to 9, we might see a couple of shakes on the paiN side. For now, they're looking to keep it simple and direct, but Nilo, again, is close to the action.
Simple and direct would be good, man. If paiN Gaming can just find another round to steamroll over the Heroic defense, that would be one thing. Ambiguous as to whether or not LNZ's jump spot found any footing, but he will end up dispensing with some utility, indicating he suspects some presence there. Could have been Nilo calming movement as well. Watching into short. This is an impactful duel. He wins it against Davideus. Advantage once again for the Swedish core. Heroic now standing in a 5v4.
And there's some action.
Racing for impact on B.
Yeah, there's some action over towards the A bomb site. You see youngsters being pushed in. Yeah. Alcroman was there to support. With lots of map control. No direct responses from it, though. Because they still have faith in LNZ. And Nilo should be good enough as LNZ then jumps up. A body. Full body.
Underpass push for paiN Gaming. Trying to secure middle, so that they can maybe hit that A site where only 2 defenders lie. A bit more of a B lean from the defense.
Quick mention in between, unlikely to be any effect, but there is an extra M4 dropped in CT. It's XFlat that has now picked that one up.
Oh, look at this. Double boost into window.
I like
the
it.
Gambit from paiN Gaming here. Will it benefit? Will it pay out? Or does the house always win? Right about now, we have that bomb lurking back towards underpass. It's kind of setting up for a B take after a little bit of a mid-window pop. Yeah, I think that's exactly what they're planning. Hoping to maybe catch a rotator, get any info that they can get.
To push forward.
LNZ activating. This is impactful. This is important. If Davideus finds the opening, that's going to set things into motion.
Nilo, again, will need to do so much more. He's been keeping him in here. And he falls after the first. There's the lurk from Snow in the middle. And he's still there. BigZera has joined his team on the bomb side. It's XFloud. That will be the final one standing. The final witness of a filled comeback from Heroic. Snow will not, question mark, be able to find that kill to finish it off. But I don't think XFloud has much more to do. That is going to be Nuke. paiN Gaming survive. The thing that we were oh so worried about, the Heroic comeback. Looking a bit futile here from XFloud. All finished up. That's a big GG's.
He is floundering here. There we go. The GG's have to be exchanged. A nice second. Anybody who's watching hardcore might be wondering where that went. Went the way of the dodo after those changes came in. And speaking of changes, charging forward are paiN Gaming. They've already dropped 1 player, but they're trying their hardest, including burst fire from Snow, to find a little bit more purchase on this A site. All of a sudden, Nilo and XFloud, all of that setup, all of that attempted strats, they're thrown to the wayside as paiN Gaming get the bomb planted 3v2.
Exactly what I mentioned here. paiN Gaming waste no time to rush that top site. And XFloud won't be able to hit the shots. Nilo in an almighty clutch. will drop down. Does it silently? Snow, he's still staring at the sky, but then he gets caught off guard. Nilo absolutely has an opportunity here. Just about 5 seconds to deal with NQZ. And he will. Another clutch for the Swede, this time in the opening round.
We've seen plenty of top pros find lots of kills with that kind of tactic. And right about now, we're going to need to see a little bit more out of paiN Gaming if they want to punch back. They've got a couple of upgraded sidearms, a MAC-10, 2 Galils. They are going to try to charge outside. XCloud, he's trying to see if he can hold, is going to get gunned down, and Alcaran immediately ducks back in, commits outside of heaven, straight into the A site. Moves up the territory. DGT, he saw something. Little ship in the night, but LNZ had a light cast on him. Now it's all down to Nilo, who does his best in heaven. Dropped down to 30 points of health earlier. Still a doable round for Heroic, but it's messy. It's ugly, even, with that piece of utility dispatch. This is going to be an uncontested bomb plant in the lower site.
When you say that, the rushdown vent is absolutely happening. A Youngster and Alcaran double up. Youngster delivering from the start. I got scared there with Nilo going down to low HP within Deagle range.
Yeah.
XCloud catching a bit more than he bargained for on the outside, but very nicely done before the plant even gets in. They won't let the pain settle. Instant treatment to the wounds from Heroic.
Yeah, and another situation where NQZ is last alive in a round.
Gap.
Problems for paiN.
Yeah, it does hold them a bit. Don't really see what the end game is of this outside play. There's still one extra smoke that's going to be thrown in deep. That leaves XCloud with a lot of room to work with. Maybe a bit too much room. Is still good for one. As a play into lowers and past main. Past mini. Days. Oh, great find. What a lurk. Advantage set in stone as Nilo is going to try and pickaxe that a bit more.
Yeah, that's a good frag for Nilo. I mean, I'm not expecting a conversion here necessarily, especially with DGT finding that frag on a LNZ. Well, he is traded out immediately. It's the lower bomb site. Oh, that's bomb dropped. Hold on. There's plenty of time here for NQZ to work with, but another clutch demanded of him. Unsuccessful the first 2 times. He will get the bomb down behind that Molotov. Nilo and Youngster holding their ground. Now they're going to try to entry both from the same spot. Buddy system used. Is he going to expect it? Now he knows. Youngster down for redemption here against NQZ. It needs to be everything from him, and it's not enough. Defending on the bomb. The Corralho's come out. It's going to be
outside pressure. Will they even challenge past the smokes? Because we've seen teams just let the outside control happen time and time again.
Crawling through this hut right now. Alcaran finding a ratty angle. Davideus, he's on the watch for any further aggression, so Alcaran's definitely threaded the needle right now. There are some times he'll rotate over towards Trophy or just get Davideus out of the situation. At minimum, he's going to have information. Max, an opportunity for a frag. What can XCloud do on the other side of things? Maybe provoke a little bit of a response. LNZ's been dropped. That's impact outside, but XCloud will trade. Still salvageable. Now it's down to Davideus and Vigizera to swing at the same time, and swing they do not. Alcaran drops one and reposts on the angle, but it's DGT getting traded outside. That's a really important frag right there to bring down the AWP. Still a chance here in the 2v3 for paiN.
XCloud twice answering the call on the trades. Doing what he needs to do, and knows that if a rotate towards lower would happen, it would be a quick one, so he is going to go for the funny, and it's going to work out. One and not the second. Nilo robs us of perfection. But doubling up into the garage won't be any issue. Maybe until later in the round, because paiN's belts look quite empty already. Yeah. Just taking the fight. It's XCloud. Maybe a bit overzealous.
Fair mistake from him. Oh, but look at that. Alcaran just shot through the wall. He gets DGT, and Big Azira is walking wounded. That was through a corpse and a wall. Buddy bang is what just happened there. Kappa Pride, Kappa Pride.
Snow's taking a lot of space here, and going up the vent usually is good in a mid to late round. They know that the Opera's on the angle, and as soon as that smoke fades, Alcron's gonna pull the trigger. There is the Molotov, ready to flush him out. Can Alcron do anything? No, but there's Youngster with 3! On the flank, leaving Snow all isolated, and Nilo will finish it off. Youngster.
In a situation where they're the ones being trounced in the first half, and that's what's happening so far. Still time to salvage, but it has to be now. Minute 30 on the clock. They're going to cross over to Secret. Alcaran missing a rare flank, but it's X-Flau to get a frag through the smoke, and now Nilo pressured at ramp. Doesn't feel like he's going to be under the pump. Nobody to run him down from Secret side, so he can just retreat with safety towards the lower site, and he's replaced, after a loud retreat, he is replaced by Alcaran.
paiN Gaming not in the mood thus far to go over towards the ramp. Alcaran hasn't been as flawless as on Dust. Maybe they can avoid him. Unscopes right before the first player peeks, but they'll join up with Nilo in the retreat. More time burnt off the clock as paiN have to reconsider yet again. This is a decent position though, but first kills need to come through on the bomb side. Otherwise, BigAzero is pretty useless there on the vent. I say that. He just tries to storm through. He knows his team needs help. Nilo now completely stuck in the corner. These Tech 9s.
Oh boy.
Looking for a fight, and they will take it to him. Youngster 2 versus 3 yet again. We've seen Heroic be decent.
He's not gonna look. Oh my god, I can't believe DGT got baited by the shoulder peek, and Youngster's still firing. He knows where NQZ is. Backside, he still gets traded by the Opera.
First kill needed.
Pistolier. Let's go. LNZ, another clutch. Queued up for NQZ. He's gone. Let's see what paiN Gaming can do now. What we're about to see right about now is a very contentious hold. Much less utility on the side of CTs. FAMAS MP9. Concessions have been made. Youngster is on that MP9 as well. That's rough, but Nilo still fragging. I think BigAzero has slipped the net. Oh, yes, he has. And that was the one opportunity he had to pounce on Nilo. Still have a player outside. X-Cloud is able to get the trade going. Well, there's the bomb spotted, but NQZ at least gets the frag. We're still working here. paiN Gaming in a 3-on-3. Very workable. The trades have been sublime in these last few rounds. Remember, last round was obviously a Tech 9 round, so this one supposed to be easier. Anything but so far. Neck and neck are these two teams, and DGT spotted the shoulder. Youngster domed immediately. That means there's more where that came from. LNZ's very far forward. Alcaran back over to Heaven. Collapsing back towards that CT side. I think they might already be considering the extremities in case they need to make a tactical retreat. Alcaran will find DGT. Is that going to bait them back in as the bomb is planted on A?
Doesn't seem like it, although Alcaran is going to choose a different direction. But with 20 seconds left before those fingers touch the ticking bomb, then I don't really think there will be much more to fight for.
Yeah.
Alcaran. Why?
Oh, yeah. Well, Snow's got his work cut out for him here, even versus lesser weaponry. There is a flashbang from a teammate. He could get flashed into this position with a cute bounce, but that doesn't look like what paiN Gaming are setting up. BigAzero still watching. Pop some windows. Davideus lurking forward. This is a two-man push towards Heaven, and Alcaran's been cut down elsewhere. That might make the secret players push forward, and Snow gets caught the better of. That's an upgrade. Take a weapon for LNZ as a CZ finds impact. Oh, but now they're caught. Davideus and BigAzero combining outside. Bomb dropped on the site. X-Floud's UMP, the only thing to frag so far. That's a good dink.
Okay.
DGT's brought down by Nilo as well. Hold on. Hold your horses, paiN Gaming. This is now a 2v2.
Flash doesn't touch Nilo, and he's secure enough for now. Heaven still kind of stuck here. BigAzero behind the smoke. It's 20 seconds now left to go. There's not much you can do here. BigAzero, is he really going to just go through this? I don't assume so. Well, he will. Times it nicely with the fallback from Nilo, and it's back into the 1v1. Bomb needs to be recovered as Davideus 16 HP. What can he do versus the man who's had all the clutches go his way? Davideus swings out wide. Loves to take a fight.
Row, by the way. 3 clutch attempts in a row going the way of paiN Gaming. First 2 from NQZ. Now Davideus getting active.
If on any map you start firing off with those clutches, it'd rather be the third. There's a cleanup of the ramp about to come in, unless Youngster has something to say about it. Best map so far from the young Swede. One of 2 young Swedes on the roster. Okay, it's another 2v2 with a half pipe. paiN, keep it
They just
clean
can't
for
get
once.
stopped, yeah. No. Doesn't look like there's any hope for a clean
no
round.
way.
Well, maybe not a hope for a paiN round. This could be advantage on the half for Heroic. Penultimate round of our first half. LNZ and Alcaran trying to combine against NQZ, who is once again demanded of a clutch. Bomb on his back, AK to work with. 45 seconds should be plenty of time for him to weasel his way into a bomb site, but it looks like he's actually going to try to take the fight to them. He's clearing all the angles through Trophy into the ramp room. Alcaran hasn't spotted him. Timing could be on his side. Where's the peak? It's huge. LNZ's been calmed over. It looks like Alcaran might have seen just a little bit of a sliver, and that's enough information for LNZ to finish the job. Very, very hard for paiN Gaming to convert from situations that are that dire, that are that close. Spams through the smoke, haven't found too much damage. Snow, the only one to get a haircut, down to 44 points of health.
Biggest buffer we've seen.
I don't think there's much info here.
Biggest buffer we've seen in terms of finances has been a singular round from Heroic.
Yeah.
Like everyone's been just constantly broke.
Yeah. On all sides. You look at this round here from paiN Gaming. They've got themselves an AK and a Galil. Everybody else on Tech 9s and a Mac 10. LNZ giving himself some CTE, trying to jump over and spot the incoming attackers. And the terrorists are on the way. DGT holding for the flank. Nobody gone through vents just yet. It's been heard. He's going to get the jump on Xfloud, but even though he wasn't expecting it, still corrects. They know, they saw and heard plenty of T's coming this way. So it's just a bit of a line in the sand drawn. The line of scrimmage at the lower site. When's the explosion going to hit? 25 seconds. It's got to be B.
Because Zura is able to force Nilo off this angle. Ooh, Molotov goes the other way. Flashbang does go in. That means LNZ is isolated for just a bit. One taps coming in, and another one added on to it. Mac 10 double, but then Xfloud is able.
They have 4 rounds to go before they really got to start worrying. It's pistols. It's an impactful pistol. If paiN dropped this one,
same strat.
All bets are off for the series.
Same strat, and on top of the door, there's nothing. Snow and Nilo with swift trades on Heaven. Well, protected by a bigger force. As they're just gonna be sprinting, and paiN doesn't like to wait around, and it's NQZ to find 2 more. Alcaran, who's had a bit of a slow time on Nuke, not another 1v3 clutch. Surely not. It's not Nilo, so that fear is at least gone, but it wouldn't be too impossible, especially not as they remain isolated.
No support here, but
DG makes it very clear there. Methodical
their
EU
styles.
CS. Powerful
Definitely on
Brazilian
full
paiN.
display.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, the way that paiN also plays that, it really kind of shows you who's more confident as well. At least that's how I would read it. So hats off to them for making an easy convert, not losing a single player.
And this is a real bonus round now. Because usually you see these bonus rounds not matter that much. For now, there is a FAMAS and an MP9. But there's also so much cash still left available for paiN. If they win this, they're going to be settled for a good amount of the rest of the half. And trying to be
a
sneaky.
tie game.
Ooh. Very swift. And it's
There's no real hope for this one. Oh, wait, I say that. Alcaran and Xfloud. Trying to change my mind. Hold on. 1 versus 3 turned 1v2 already. You need a 4K in order to complete this clutch. No bomb control. That's the first problem he's got to solve, and only 40 seconds to do it. Some damage to Big Azera, but not so consequential.
What's the timing on
HT,
this?
on the other hand, a full HP. Yeah, look at this.
Oh, no way.
Oh, the heartbreaker. Oh. Timing just wasn't there for Xfloud, even though he was, in theory, ready for Big Azera's secret flank. Should have been an easier cleanup for paiN Gaming, but they've got the coffers. What did you call out earlier, Sheep? They win 3 in a row, and they've got plenty of money to spare.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter that they almost got down to the last man in that previous round. LNZ already dropped, and Big Azera is pushing. Confidence brimming for paiN Gaming, but is it a little bit misplaced as the captain drops 4v4 now?
Chance for Heroic to fight back with the lighter weapons. As they're gonna calm it down again, just waiting in that angle. Davide is jump scared. He is low. Youngster knew he had the dink, but can't finish it off. Tech9 shooting blanks on the second time of asking.
Yeah, he's going to be kicking himself for that one. That could have been man advantage for Heroic. Instead, it goes the other way. Hot streak for the South American squad on the precipice of 5 in a row. Now it's this 3v4 broken round, dirty round that Heroic have to navigate. Doing so as xFloud pushes in to heaven.
So good. So good. Finishing off 2. xFloud catches him by surprise, popping up. Whack-a-mole, but this mole whacks back. 2 versus 3, still recoverable, especially if that nade connects to Alcaran. He nearly does so in completion. But xFloud still there, up in the heavens. And Heroic, that timeout works wonders for them, and it's another lower buy round that is defeating paiN.
Yeah.
Oof.
In a big way, too. I mean, there's a lot of conversions here. xFloud will be answered back, denied any further frags in the round. It's just DGT looking for exit. He should be able to finish off Alcaran as well. Great adjustment. No chance for winning the round, but he gets it down to just Nilo saving the sniper. Luck comes up heads for them or tails.
Okay.
That's Heroic trying to pressure into ramp. Youngster first.
Well, heads or tails, a bit of a coin flip if he had gotten away with that. It's DGT caught.
Yeah.
The man that was delivering big time for paiN in map 1 and 2, now humbled slightly. And once more, just without any results, already a man down for paiN. I mean, if the commitment's there, Heroic has been playing so slow. So, it's experience showing there.
Yep.
Oh, God. Big Uzira, you meanie pants. NQZ adding on one more. Man advantage. What man advantage? It's all falling apart. Not the zoom hit. But there's the response from Snow.
Yeah.
Alcaran in a 1v3.
I've heard this story before.
That's exactly the fragility that you mentioned.
Yeah. One thing doesn't go their way, the dominoes fall the other direction. They'll descend down the vent, though. Might have an opportunity on the Snow. Instead, they both turn to face the opposite way, checking for each other at the wrong time. No door's been opened. Alcaran was checking just in case. You must enter this site with noise made. If you're in Alcaran's shoes, that's going to be a tall order. No upgraded pistol. He's got a face with the AWP. And he looks for the wrong off angle there. Very nicely played. We hope to find such a timing. That's that variance we were talking about. Coming up tails for Heroic. And I don't know about you, but you can't really put a helmet, like Heroic's logo, on a tail. It doesn't really work.
No, you've seen some armored tails if you're a fan of the Pokemon esports scene, but that's a very obscure reference. As another slow approach from Heroic, no oddities here.
Indeed, a slow round.
DGT again getting curious, this time with a bit of a better timing. Snow.
Here we go.
Ooh, it's weakness, but Davide shows strength. On the side, another triple. NQZ chiming in with 1. I saw the isolation from Snow, and I thought, yep, this can go very wrong for paiN. But Davideus has no issue. Triple for him.
Yeah, great response. In much the same way that xFloud on this site was such a good turret to just go for those trade frags, that's exactly what Davideus just did. Masterclass. Nilo serves him up in a 1-on-4. Doesn't end up getting the second, though. Now
He's been known to push inner, very often solo. You see a bit more of a play over towards outside, but Big Azera is ready to take it to him. And another who's so much damage through the smoke. Are the smoke's graphics loading on his end?
Yeah, what was your question? Can you replicate 2 kills through a smoke? Well, you got 1.5. Damage dealt down range to LNZ, and Nilo plucked out by NQZ. It's over in this round unless some miraculous things happen with LNZ's AWP. Youngster could also activate here. They're trying to work the angles together in the outside. in the yard. Minute on the clock. A little bit more on top. For good measure, paiN Gaming have once again taken the pace away from Heroic.
Nuke often gets talked about in the context of how good is your outside player. And BigZera is proving that he doesn't even need that much help. Every single round that he's won on outside, he's done it solo. Maybe with a flash support here and there. And then as soon as he goes down, they know they can make the trades. Hounding Youngster now on the sides and drop. The yells are coming out. They know.
Like they were saying, shut up. That's what Simple said at the major. Was not to be, though. Can't shut him up unless you can do it in the server. All quiet now in the Heroic camp. Alcaran narrowly leaving with his life alive, intact. Let's see what happens now. It's series point for paiN.
They're going to need moments. They're going to need 2 moments in a row. Because that's the only way they've been getting these T-sided rounds. Youngster will be challenging this.
Yeah.
But if only he gets
Perfect.
one. There's more challenging coming in, but there's a flank. He's already disappeared. This entire control gets taken, yes, but they've been put completely offside here, paiN.
Yeah, and he has no idea. Snow has no idea Youngster's right there. He's still able to finish the job, but that's a lot of info cleared, a lot of presence provided. And then Snow's feeling very lonesome. He doesn't know where the rest of the T's are. Downstairs is the answer. paiN Gaming have a question to ask.
No acceleration from Heroic after the death of Youngster means that this B defense can be set up. Heroic have missed their window.
Big way, too. And QZ posted up. LNZ is wise to go for the other angle. Alcaran will be the first port of call. It's an op duel. Who's going to blink first? Oh, it looks like a smoke will deny any opportunity for it, and they burst out immediately. Oh, LNZ's found DGT. X-Flood on the other side clears out Snow. No more flanking is a concern. BigZera, at the very least, is able to trade his fallen comrade, the Youngster of his own lineup, and we're back down. We're back down 2v2.
Smoking a kid on BigZera. That's Alcaran facing him down, not letting him get out of there. Oh, playing it close up. What a way to find a solution to your problem there from outside. Heroic seem to found their solution. And way more passive than before. BigZera playing at a long range, but they drop right in front of Snow, and once more an opening death. Make that 2 the final stage, and it may crumble here. 3 versus 4. Heroic have been able to recover a couple of these rounds throughout the series, but this is almighty pressure.
Oh, yeah. This is for all the marbles, and Youngster has it all to do. He doesn't actually see the angle. Alcaran will try to pluck one back. A 2 versus 3 now. After the initial 2v4, his Tech-9 is out. That's a whiff from NQZ. A way back in for Heroic. It would have to be a heroic performance. And BigZera serves him up on a silver platter. 1v2 for DGT. It's for all the marbles, or we go extra rounds. Unbelievable scenes on Nuke.
And DGT in the middle of rotating to the wrong bomb side. He's getting about as high up
Unbelievable.
as you can get on this map. A 2 versus 4. Starting to fall apart with a whiff shot of NQZ. And DGT, oh, so much to do. Yes, there is damage on X-Floud, but he's crawling down into his weapon.
Stabilize. Outside is going to be where they go next. NQZ aiming towards Marshmallow. Neela might serve him up. Instead, flashed off.
12.5k at the start of these halves. 3-round halves at that. And there's just seem to be more outside pressure. I don't know if this can be punished by paiN. Of course, the punishment that had been delivered was smoke kills by BigZera, and as mentioned, tough to replicate. Won't even be attempted.
Yeah, much more passive setup right now. NQZ obviously holding for any upper hits, fomenting through the outside control. That's not at all where their opponents are going. Heroic burrowing into secret right now. BigZera is not going to bite on any moves. He's going to remain passive, waiting for any little bit of info he can get. Remember, one false step where you forget to hold shift You do reveal yourself in your approximate position to anybody who might be lurking on the other side of a wall. Thin walls in the map of Nuke. Youngster going to activate towards Snow. This is going to allow him to be burnt alive to a crisp. Big Zera held off at the arms. At an
they're
arm's
go back
length
up.
as they're all going to jump up through vent.
Davides and NQZ still here, but swiftly dealt with. And a lovely play. Heroic seem to have grown so much into this T side. Right? The calls, the plays, the reroutes, it's all spot on.
Yeah.
And some moments
Certainly good enough.
sprinkled in between. The end game of Heroic. As soon as this round prolongs. Because there was on 36 armor, which is slightly concerning. Damage starts to drop off at around 45. X-Flout does it, completely negates that by hitting the headshot.
Sure does, yeah. That's been the way that Heroic have found victories, or at least advantages in a lot of these rounds is, you know, there's a complicated setup, maybe something on their side as well as their defenders. But then one frag will open things up, and what's the response? NQZ answers back. Great stuffing of the push towards Secret with that incendiary. All of a sudden, we're starting to see a little bit of a lackadaisical rotation from Heroic. They've got to clear a lot more ground than they initially thought. That's going to slow them down. 35 seconds. Not in trouble just yet. Unlikely to be stuffed backwards, but that opens up Davideus for a huge double. Only now traded. Are they aware of Snow?
Don't need to be. They get shut down before they even get to him.
You know, in that position, push Secret. NQZ had the right place at the right time with that AWP, and we got to commend him for it. Now he's outside, hoping to catch anybody trying to drop down. Woohoo! We like that.
Oh, NQZ, no stopping. DGT has is in a completely different position than he usually is. That's a surprise in the kill feed. Him sneaking out of Secret, and finally, paiN Gaming finds something, a solution to the outside problem. It's Youngster left in a 1v5. No saving here. Final round of overtime.
Surely not anything he could do here. Yeah, this is the first and last first half of OT. And Nilo, especially after Youngster sort of reclaimed some of his own form, Nilo showing a lot of power.
Yeah, and X-Flout's turned up the heat as well.
Oh, yeah. Respectable CT side hold incoming for Heroic if they have their way. paiN Gaming, they're going to struggle a little bit here to find the opening picks, find any opening information. But they still have plenty of utility to exec onto the upper site.
Yeah, 3 players already very close, and X-Flout's going to move away from a position that he can support Youngster in. Nilo's in the heaven, but he won't be able to trade quickly. X-Flout holding on, but he needs to do so much more. Nothing is coordinated just yet from Heroic. Everyone feels a bit late, as this bomb can go down in a 3v3.
You saw fire at the feet of Alcaran. He wanted to stick around, but he did reveal himself with the op shot and the flame tick after. They know that there were multiple players up in heaven. He's already rotated over towards Mini. LNZ through the vent. That's also been heard. Big Zera will relieve pressure in that direction, and it all comes up paiN.
NQZ were on board with the highlight of paiN's Nuke. 31. Alcaran, up close position, looking to fight Snow early on. Won't be given a fight just yet.
Heard it. There it is. Dropped him, and the first frag goes the way of Heroic in our second round of our second half. Amadeus, well, making a lot of noise. Is DGT going to trade? The answer is absolutely not. Nilo drops away immediately. Great play from the defense now to get an unanswered 5 versus 3 setup. This is what we were worried about paiN Gaming's T side. They don't always have themselves in tradable positions, even versus more garden variety defense. But Alcaran finding even more impact. I mean, you might as well wrap this one up. We're going all rounds in the first OT. We might need even more to decide things. NQZ and DGT in a 2v5.
A lot needs to go wrong here for Heroic. And LNZ cleanly finds the opper. DGT, the solo fighting back. Yeah, there's nothing here for paiN in this round. Not even a ton of damage done. Yes, it's Nilo to get dropped just now, but before that, only 10 points of damage done to Alcaran.
Yeah. No bomb control either, so DGT with only 25 seconds on the clock is hoping to maybe catch xFloud on a funny angle. It's possible, and will do so. Tries to fake some movement on the step ladder there, but isn't quite able to do so. It's Youngster holding for his egress. We got rotates coming in. Spots out the first, but isn't able to finish the job. DGT has been having a great show of form in this series. Brothers in arms, for sure. You're going to need to make it work here. Is it going to be preempted by Heroic? It doesn't look like it's going to come in with pace. Instead, Alcaran off to the big red. He does end up whiffing. That was a hard shot to hit.
He's stuck.
His position is now known.
He can't really move, and that smoke's gonna fade. Snow spots the barrel and
Nice.
is able to punish. paiN. Can they snowball off of this?
Would be good. Good way to get this turning into an avalanche. Snow is going to push in a bit deeper, just a bit. LNZ would be his next point of contact if somebody from deeper in towards CT spawn in heaven doesn't catch him first. That's a very tough spot. A very difficult area to disassemble for one player with no utility support from the rest of the squad as everybody else is pressuring towards that lower site through ramp. Great flashbang sets LNZ up as well. So that's the flank basically relieved. The go signal needs to be pushed
two players.
soon.
Nilo and xFloud, they're reading this splendidly, and there's the double from Nilo. No surprises there as xFloud, who's leading the team in terms of kills, is able to close out the final two. We go one more.
I don't know if paiN Gaming will recover later in the tournament. If they drop 3 different series points, so to speak, with no answer.
It's even worse than that. It's 4 series points, 2 in regulation,
Grievous. Yeah,
2 now in the past OT. And then Z. Ooh, it just gets swarmed. It's 3 members of paiN down the vents. Should be able to get an early bomb plant in. Nilo forced off the angle. I mean, you mentioned it's going to be a bit of a comeback potentially for Heroic yet again. This can bring them up to complete that comeback or to complete that underdog. But paiN Gaming, of course, can do the same here on the T side. Great start thus far. I don't think a retake will be all too possible.
No, Alcaran wants to look for the picks. He actually gets a shot so close. I don't know how DGT dodged that. Now Snow trying to come in from behind. Oh, he's going to be able to take care of xFloud. A little bit of a harder one on a Youngster. The trade might be there, but Nilo needs to get the hell out of dodge. He's going to stick around toward left on this bone. paiN Gaming surely have some grievances to air out in the team room after this one. A lot that they could do better, but I'm sure they know that. What matters now is that they convert, that they continue to stack up the wins. They can get a second round on the T side of OT. That would basically guarantee everything works out nicely, unless Heroic finds some absolutely miraculous T side shenanigans. We expect the playbook to be a bit deeper for paiN. Squad that's been together for longer, reached higher heights. Nowadays, xFloud just going to be watching. Smoke's cut off his vision, so this is a big outside lurk. And it looks like paiN Gaming elect towards secret, but a little bit more flexibility left in, unless they all 4 descend. Looks like that'll be exactly what happens as Davideus gets himself further outside. Might end up doing combat with xFloud in just a moment, unless Youngster takes it away from him.
Difficult fight to win for Davideus as xFloud hounding him, but he's gonna crawl right under his nose, and then the footsteps get made, and it's double from Davideus. 2 kills already happened. Alcaran trying to fight back, but it's Nilo overwhelmed on the site. Still some more fights happening, but Heroic yet again late with the trades. paiN Gaming looking to gain a 17th round.
Almost a lock for it. I mean, look at the money as well. Honestly, LNZ can't afford to throw this rifle away. If he doesn't find action very soon, not just 1, but probably 2 frags, I don't think he can go for this in good conscience. Let's find out. 20 seconds left ticking on the bomb. He's got an incendiary on his belt he could use to flush out for an extra frag. Wants to just face NQZ reveals. Yeah, at that point you got to call it. You can't re-peek into the AWP. Things keep going the way that they look like they're going. paiN Gaming now need 2 more rounds. 1 more on the T side before we switch halves. Heroic strapped down to minimal utility on 2 players after the initial engagement. Obviously got that AWP on Alcaran yet, so we still have plenty of action to come. Minute 30. Initial picks work, and the fact that xFloud doesn't get away from Snow, that's an opening pick given over to paiN.
LNZ has to turn his back to outside just for a brief moment to re-smoke the squeaky door. But once again, man advantage. And paiN Gaming, they've had so many scenarios where they've been able to throw this away.
Yes.
That I think they will just double think it, reconsider everything just to keep this advantage going. And look at the change-up. They're playing so much more grouped up than they were in regulation, and it's showing. It's giving the results. Alcaran is able to sneak back in. This is a great position for the Opper. Equal traits, Youngster and Alcaran able to step up, holding down that squeaky line. Alcaran's rotate indeed just in time. But with Snow and
Lost
NQZ
amidst the chaos. This is really dangerous here for paiN. They only have 30 seconds left. NQZ shouldered the big green. He wants his do the work, and oh, it gets a fake dink through the wall. Suddenly, Snow with it all to do. That will be held at the gates. CT side should be their domain. 2 necessary for paiN Gaming to close us out in regulation. Obviously, it's going to be 3 for Heroic.
Yep.
Can't give a single one up.
I wasn't going to be surprised with DGT getting sent forward again into the trophy room. This time he has NQZ to support. No bodies there, but that info will come through clean and quick.
Excellent flashbang. The fact that xFloud hears the one step Big Ysera makes, that footfall is fatal. xFloud taking an advanced position, calls DGT out. Defense could crumble here. No trade available.
He's going to cover the Heaven rotation with his own smoke, so slight lack of info, but Davideus shoots below the feet of his teammate. Able to take down LNZ. He's gonna go through that swift from xFloud. Now they're looking to pincer into the B-bomb. NQZ in a weird position. Never expected to opt to settle in trophy room. Bomb goes down. 3v3 on the retake.
Doable for either team, but the question is, oh, well, there's the answer. Alcaran was ready for Davideus down the vent. Makes it a lot harder for Snow and NQZ to justify this. Remember, it's only 12.5k in this OT, but that's a good incendiary to flush Youngster back. The smoke kind of working against him, though. And can't chain that together with the HE. Fast footing on Youngster. Showing his back just a moment. This is an opportunity for the off to spring load. And there it is, Alcaran closing the job. That is another round win for Heroic.
With his life as well.
Yeah. Give Alcaran a couple opportunities like that, you won't be walking away. I'll tell you that much. Big Ysera not finding the timing this time around. Remember, some of his impact frags. 2 different rounds outside where he killed 2 players, and 3 out of 4 of those frags were through the smoke. A lot of damage dealt downrange as well, but this round is very different. paiN Gaming haven't found really any purchase on those trades, on those utility exchanges. Now we have this upper side taken, and LNZ will do one better. Takes the head of his fellow captain on the other side. Down to Davideus.
And a lot of weight on him.
But this time he's run down.
There's a flank from Snow, though, and that's a second. Not able to be chased out as he flees.
Excellent.
Pushing the man advantage over towards paiN. Swiftly taken back the 3v4 that was there. Alcaran missing a shot, and it's not just a snowstorm. There's lightning and thunder with it. DGT, the one to finish it off, and another map. A repeat of a repeat as NQZ goes for the same position again.
Yeah.
And falls away swiftly.
Yeah, that's pretty common for him. Big Ysera, though, in an uncommon spot. Even though the flashbangs are there, he's caught somebody.
Oh,
Nilo stays alive. I can't believe Alcaran bails him out. How? On 1 health has NQZ been called up to it. Alcaran sends him to the angels in heaven. It's just Snow, Davideus, and DGT. 3v5 for paiN Gaming to convert.
He said he was wiping his brow in the last. His brows are going to be straight into his palms after that fight, because that just, the flashbang coming in right as he wants to adjust as well. He thought he had it. but already swiftly. A 3v5 Nilo on exactly 1 HP.
Well, youngster fires off a warning shot, tells him to scarper.
way.
Nilo with 1 HP.
Way.
Double entries onto the site. It's only DGT to stand in their way, 1v5. And why even give him the chance? 30 seconds on the clock, the bomb will be planted at B. This is the last round of OT2, but it is not the last round of this series. Ladies and gentlemen, a dome to the back of the head, courtesy of Alcarin, will of 2-0s. This one might be the one for all the marbles that takes all your attention for all the hours.
They sent Nilo up to the A-bomb side in that past round just to gain some info on where everyone's at. It's like, he's 1 HP anyway. And then he just goes and leaves with a double.
I know.
I want to see a change of timings on those nades outside. They've been so early with them every single time. And there again, methodically, the second set of smokes. And all of a sudden, you don't have any nades left to blow those open. Double layered for a short moment. Extra cover. And Heroic.
Just a little bit of chip damage dealt with an incendiary and some bullets. Alcarin and X-Floud are walking wounded, but still in the fight. Now, this HE could be something, but it would have to be well-timed. And you were just criticizing the timing. I think that's something that Heroic are happy to predict.
I don't think Snow's going to throw it before he's seen a body. It just depends on what Heroic want to do. Just go past it. The nade fades into obscurity. Hello. As Big Azera has a bit of struggle dealing with Nilo. In the meantime, stereo frags, 1 each. paiN and Heroic. Youngster equalizes.
Yeah, that's going to relieve any CT flank pressure. But is it enough for Snow to multi-frag yet again? Every time he's done this, they've won the round. So unless Youngster can do a 1 versus 2, we are going to see advantage paiN once again in the early stages of this OT. He taps the bomb. It's a fake. And I think they might know it. Oh, he goes back for it. And that's when they spring the trap from Squeaky. I think that might be what's on their mind now. And it's versus a very different opponent than the Mongols.
Let's go back at what's worked before. Shots through the smoke. And even through the door. It is quite passive opening attempts by paiN.
Right now I'm looking for any sort of advanced control paiN Gaming can get. Even their victories have kind of come from Heroic over extensions. Those NQZ pushes out towards opping the Marshmallow peak. Obviously, Big Azera himself getting into a burrowed angle and trying to get that frag when they were on series point most recently. These are things where Heroic gave them opportunities, and in some cases it didn't even matter. NQZ now, a decoy of a jump, but Alcarin will take Youngster's advice and just aim up straight to the head. And DGT elsewhere is going to fall, putting a lot of pressure on the captain, Big Azera. Solo defender. This does not look good for a paiN Gaming victory, but Snow will claw one back. This is still a live round.
No way Big Azera. Okay. For a second there, I thought it was going to go unchecked, but no such mistakes from Heroic. Youngster, I don't know where that kill was. There was a whole lot of graphics in between his name and that of Davideus. Smoke, wallbang, headshot.
The longest kill feed still goes to Zool. Shout out Zool one time.
Was it a pro match?
Did try it. No, that's... I'll tell you later. Right about now, Snow is trying his best. And he is actually going to get a couple of frags here. You know, Drickland's Swope is like, here's the longest kill feed you can get. And Zool's like, well, I'm a modder, so I'm going to make that longer.
Just to keep you updated, in the same EU versus South America trend on the mainstream, we're also in overtime.
Perfect.
So these final couple of rounds of this Fissure Playground number 2 day are delivering. DGT.
Oh yeah.
Hopes to find something, but again, Heroic quite comfortable to sneak in a lurker for some space. DGT is going to respond with the same thing. He's going to go... Okay, no, he's going to go back. Back into safety.
We've put a lot of speculation, a lot of criticism the way of paiN, but we are going to have to start having a conversation about Heroic failing to ever take a lead and keep it themselves if this goes on for much longer. But they're working the angles, and this is the slow style we didn't think would work for their T side at all. But like you said earlier, you start pouring over the scrapbook here.
Oh, that's bomb.
That is bomb. That is an unforced error and a half. It's down to Nilo and Alcara to try to work these picks, and Snow is going to go overlooked. I mean, how do you even enter into this position? DGT is finally down, but it's just Alcara in a 1v4. He makes it a 1v2. NQZ holds the line. That's going to be 20 on the side of paiN Gaming.
22, right? Yes. Oh, what? That's an insane opening kill. Just belts it straight through the smoke. Pretty sure he just shot that on a whim. On intuition. Don't know if he's had vision for that shot, but an opening kill, exactly what paiN need. Make that 2. Nilo gets punished, and that's the one of the 3 30 bombers on Heroic. Youngster getting close to that now as well, and keeping them in this. Alcaran, pretty committed position here on the off angle.
Yeah, this is not looking too hot for paiN right now if they're trying to make this one clean. Remember, LNZ has been activating the longer we go. Unless Snow gets a 6th sense here. Hold on. Oh, he just barely missed the barrel. Okay, the longer this goes, it's going to look a lot better for paiN Gaming. And there you go. Snow finds the timing. Oh, he finds a 2nd. Never mind what I'm naysaying. Alcaran trying his best to adjust. He will pluck Snow out. Oh, hold on. Wait, he's actually going to go for it. The Mad Lad. The best. 2 more series points here for paiN Gaming on the precipice of overcoming their demons, their hurdles, and Heroic in the process. One hell of a roadblock before the favorites, but maybe Heroic have run out of steam. Halfway down is xFloud. Clock just about there with him, minute 10.
Later nades cause a delay, and I don't know if there's enough smokes left to get Big Azira across.
Be all they got, it looks like.
Yeah, they're rotating those smokes in. It's going to be another take over the outside. Already a minute bled off the clock without any real fight. Both teams taking an equal amount of damage. Staying close to the smoke, so no heaven angle. They're going to go straight through. I love this. xFloud's already committed to the rotate down low. This A bomb site might be a weakness now. Holding on.
Big Azira has his way.
There's no way Alcaran is ever ready for this.
Can't be. There's too many considerations. Worried about the outside
Here's
play.
the footsteps now.
Hear the
He's
sounds.
on the ladder.
Ooh. Well, bomb-sided. Is it going to matter at
it's
all?
11
Nilo
seconds.
crumbling and ramp. That's it. Wait, hold on. They got to plant it. NQZ denied. And that's the round. I can't believe paiN dropping it yet again to time. DGT and Davideus collapsing with no reserve cash. You're talking about it. Oh, well, maybe you recover it with pace.
Burn
Trading kills in the fire, in the flames. That's where your destiny is forged. Youngster looks away at the worst possible time, and DGT is just going to slip the net after claiming the captain of Heroic. You can forget about last round. Throw it to the wind. 4 versus 2 now, with NQZ finding that frag.
This is what they fumbled previous. There's no way that this is going to happen twice in a row now. paiN doubling up with all of their members. Oh, Prono, imagine if it happens again.
I don't want to imagine that. I am choosing not to believe in the demons.
Well, there's going to be a fight brewing here. Youngster getting curious. Knows he has to do something, but him and DGT will just sneak by each other. Does seem Youngster still has the advantage in this.
Youngster hasn't seen the back. This is such a hard angle. You would never check this
No,
if
but
you're on the
everyone's
side
here.
of paiN Gaming. Yeah.
He heard the step. Might be a double kill. Oh no, it's just the one. And that might be all hopes gone for Heroic. As Nilo in the bottom bomb site needs to rotate up. He's gonna have to go the long way around.
30 frags are not enough, Sheep. He needs
No.
34, and that's just to continue play. I think we're about to see paiN run away with it. Take it away, my friend.
This might be the final one. Nilo has been on top of all of those clutches. But a bridge too far is being crossed right now. Heroic
There it
stops.
is.
An elation from paiN as their own struggles to close it out will cause a bit more relief now. And that, I think, is a laugh of stress relief.